10,000 PhDs, just people who are so well qualified. We want, Comrade Blade and I have set up a fund, at government level of course, set up a fund to fund PhDs. Now, would like to hear you come forward and say, we want to advance to masters. We want to be PhD graduates. Now, this is best done by ANC Youth League cadres, and of course it is open to all South Africans, but it is the ANC Youth League that must be leading in this type of process. So, comrades, the ANC Youth League must lead in many regards. As Madiba said, young people must take it upon themselves to ensure that they receive the highest education possible so that they can represent us well in the future. And this is the time when education is so easily accessible. It's so much on your fingertips. And this is the time when we need to be excelling. And when we need to be at universities, being very, very serious with our studies. So, comrades, the ANC government has done tremendously well to ensure that there is universal enrollment in various education levels. And the ANC's pro-poor policies have led to remarkable advancements, with 75% public school learners exempt from fees and 9.6 million children receiving daily nutrition of meals on a daily basis. Our intervention to improve school enrollment and attendance shows steady progress. The Youth League must therefore support these interventions through commitment and through ensuring that we get involved in the education of young people. And here is another problem that I would like the ANC Youth League to reflect on and deal with. You know, nearly every year, 1 million young people register to get into our schools. In a few days or a week or so, 1 million and more young people will be going into our schools. 12 years later, less than 500,000 of them write matric. We have to be asking ourselves, where have the others gone to? And I've asked this repeatedly with teachers, and I want to ask the ANC Youth League also to focus on this and ask itself, where are these young people? Where are they to be found? What can we do as government to make sure that more than 500,000 young people do not just disappear into the ether? And today you'll find that most of the people who are unemployed are largely people who have not finished 12 years of schooling. And the ANC Youth League needs to look and focus on that. And one of the things that you participated well in the past is to raise the awareness, the great awareness on another problem that dogged our country, which was HIV/AIDS. You took that challenge on. You took the challenge of, or the message, or you spread the message of condomizing, insisting that, yes, there should be one round, one condom. I think that's what you called it. Now, there was a time when I asked myself, "Niyazini ngama round nina?" But then you took up that challenge. And I was deputy president. One of my tasks was to lead SANAC, the South African National AIDS Coalition. And I used to stand up in Parliament and exhibit condoms. And it was at that time that yes, the ANC Youth League was spreading the message. Now, what did you do? You took on a social issue and made it your own, and you campaigned around it. You campaigned in your youth, in your clubs, in your nightclubs, in various places. You raised the issue to another level. You also campaigned on another issue. The women, young women in the ANC Youth League, you raised another issues of sanitary pads. You raised it, and you also raised another issue which I was not fully aware of, which one of your leaders actually said, this has been one of the great achievements by the ANC-led governments, and it is having free contraceptives being distributed, and I didn't know about all this, but it has been your success. So what I'm saying to you, comrades, is that it's not only about politics, pure politics. It's also about taking up social issues, economic issues. Yes, of course, the political issues you've got to take up and ensure that there's ideological rigor and your members and young people understand precisely what our struggle in the past and going forward is all about. So as young people, Peter Mokaba would have been there with you, championing all these causes, taking up all these programs, making measurable positive differences to the lives of the people of our country. And the ANC Youth League needs to be seen in our communities, taking up issues. And you need to be raising your flag as the ANC Youth League in the branches, in our communities. Our people must see that there are young people who will take up community issues, be it gender-based violence, be it crime, be it all these social ills. It is you, as the ANC Youth League, who are most energetic. It is you who, as the ANC Youth League, who have the capability, of course, riding on the wings of the ANC, working together with the alliance, with the workers, with the party, and with the ANC Women's League and the Veterans League, that you can be the front runners and you can be the foot soldiers of the issues that we need to take up and campaign with. We've made great success, for instance, on the campaign that you championed, HIV/AIDS. The incidents of HIV/AIDS have been coming down. However, this is what you need to know. We have been watching the incidence of HIV/AIDS rising amongst young women. And this, comrades, needs to be your issue. You need to be saying, we were successful in the past in raising the specter of rising HIV levels. What can we do now? And I raise this because it is the African National Congress that must lead. It is the leader of society and one arm of the African National Congress, and that should be the most effective, is the ANC Youth League. Our comrades in Parliament have passed the National Health Insurance Bill, and it is making its way to my desk. Now, our movement has long fought for the implementation of comprehensive health insurance based on the principles of solidarity. Now, I raise this so that you, as young people, must immerse yourself in issues like that, issues like national health insurance. I'd like you to also immerse yourself on another important issue of our industrial policy. We will soon be having to redraft our industrial policy. And this is like the big, gigantic project that we have to embark upon. particularly in the light of the African Continental Free Trade Area. It is you as young people who must immerse yourself with knowledge and with high-level knowledge so that you no longer talk in generalities and become really focused. And this is what I am beginning to really admire and enjoy amongst your officials. Your officials, even when one talks to them, I find that there is depth of knowledge, depth of understanding of issues, and technical knowledge as well as economic literacy and financial literacy as well. And I'd like that, yes, you can applaud there. I would like that to be extended to members of the ANC Youth League. Now, I'd like to talk more, but time has run out. We have an NEC meeting. And I'd like to end, as I conclude, on another important issue. This afternoon, I touched on it. And I like talking about this when I talk to young people. I touched on it when we addressed 2,000 young people. I have found that many young people today do not read as much as the giants of our movements did. Nelson Mandela used to devour books. Oliver Tambo used to devour books. Sol Plaatje used to devour and write books. Pixley Isaac Aseme used to devour books and all that. Today's young people do not read. And I want to encourage you to read. Make books your friends. Read and immerse yourself in literature. Read as extensively as you can. And that is how we are going to decolonize our education system. We talk about decolonization of our education system in just broad theoretical terms. It is when we immerse ourselves in African literature, in African texts and writings, that we will be able to talk more confidently about the values of decolonization. So finally, what we want is a militant, disciplined, and vibrant youth league that must inject dynamism into the various aspects of our lives as South Africans. Now, your president spoke about this earlier, about the proliferation of various political parties prior to our elections. All I can say is that as the African National Congress, we are working for an outright victory, an outright majority. There are those amongst us who are beginning to vacillate. There are those amongst us who are becoming terrified. And I say, adopt the Peter Mokaba dictum, courage, fearlessness, and it is through that we will be able to achieve our ends. What are the tasks of the ANC Youth League? It is to defend the ANC, as we heard earlier. It is to defend our revolution. It is to be courageous. That is your task. We also want you to be an organization that is well-versed in ideas. You are the ones who must engage in the battle of ideas. You must defend the ANC through your intellectual capacity. Educate yourself and advance the interests of our country, and be internationalists and be patriotic, but above all, you must love your people. Let the love of your people be what drives you in everything that you do. Comrades, if we can do that, if we can have that type of approach, which Peter Mokaba had, it is when the image, it is when the brand of the ANC Youth League can keep on rising and rising. Remember how the ANC Youth League of the 40s was able to change the course of history. How the young people of the 70s changed the course of history of our country. This, comrades, is your time. It is your time to take the baton and run with it and change South Africa and reposition South Africa. Amandla! Amandla!
Unity. Amandla awethu, amandla awethu. Comrades, can you please take our seats? We need to get our announcements as well as closing vote of thanks, actually. Thank you very much, Comrade President, for reminding us. Comrades, please sit down. Then you'll allow presidents to leave first, then you leave. Comrades there at the back, can you please close that door? Then those comrades must sit down. Then we'll allow presidents to leave first, then all of us will leave. But we must get announcements first because we need to understand from here what is going to happen. But thank you very much, President, for reminding us the achievements of the organization, the ANC, the government, and Siyathembisa, President, which from here we are going to the ground and we'll make sure that we'll remind people about the good things that has been done by this government and they must continue to vote for ANC. As young people, Comrade President, we are ready to hit the ground. After you reminded us about the good things, the achievements, comrades, the only thing that is left for us is to go there to the ground and make sure that we change those minds of young people who are out there that they must vote for ANC, they must vote for a government. Comrade, allow me to welcome Utakani Shiviti, our DSG, to give us announcements. Then Comrade Mutuwa Kolongudle, our SG, would close. Quickly, comrades, so that we can allow NEC members to go and have their NEC meeting. Thank you very much, Comrade President. Thank you.
Amandla, Amandla, roar young lions, roar, roar young lions, roar. Zoitola kanjani, mawuhlele khoneni. Zoitola kanjani, mawuhlele khoneni. High discipline, high discipline, high moral. Thank you, Comrade Deputy President, Comrade Phumzile. Greetings, comrades. We are going to give you announcements as follows. We are going to continue with our programs. From this program tomorrow, the ANC Youth League programs are still continuing. We are going to hand over equipment to youth-owned Chisa Nyamas, to youth-owned SMMEs. We are doing this to encourage young people to be business owners. We are also doing this to encourage their businesses to grow. We are going to have social invasions. Our social invasions are going to be at Trent Cafe and Coyote's Paradise. We are starting from tomorrow on Friday. We are inviting all young people to join there in social invasions as and when we prepare for Saturday on Friday. After the rally on Friday, ANC Youth League will be at Trent Cafe and Coyote's Paradise. On Saturday, comrades, there is a January 8th statement that will be delivered by the President of the country, President Cyril Ramaphosa. He is going to give us line of march as and when we celebrate 112 years as the ANC order. These comrades, when you get to the stadium, look for them with reflectors. They will be there to guide you where you are going to sit as young people. We are going to have a designated area where young people of the ANC Youth League, of the ANC will be seated. We will also have there by our stalls, comrades, at the stadium, we are going to have a site where we'll be doing voters registration. The ANC Youth League is instructing all its structures and all its members to go all out and assist young people who have not registered to vote to register. We are also instructing our structures to go all out to mobilize young people to vote for the ANC in the coming general elections. Amandla.
Thank you very much, comrades. I think our lecture has come to an end. Sihambe kahle, comrades, sizobonana kuma programs. Thank you. Amandla.